Welcome back to another video I have for you guys here on Madden 20. Today it's going to be that sweater I wore in the last episode. For real though, it's going to be a realistic rebuild of the New York Jets. I'm sure you guys all knew that already, but if you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel and end up enjoying this video, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. I would love to have you guys back for my next upload. Also, if you enjoyed the video, definitely consider leaving a like down below. It helps me out so much in the end. A few final plugs though, as always, if you'd like to follow me on Twitter or join my Discord or actually check out my second channel, I'm shouting that out again because I actually started uploading there. If you'd like to see me play Minecraft, links to all of those are down below. Now though, we can talk about the team. So the Jets actually don't have that bad of a team. They normally play pretty well in simulation, so I'm hoping I get some of that cheese on my side. But let me generate the best lineup here, get all the starters back once again. But we have a 79 overall team, 77 offense, 83 defense. The team is led here by Sam Darnold, 2 years of experience out of USC, only a 74 overall, but has a ton of room to grow. You know, in real life, every once in a while, he makes some jaw-dropping throws. Like, he can be incredible every once in a while, but then he's also rather turnover prone. Like, if you check out his stats for this last year, I'm sure he had a good number of interceptions. He threw 13 interceptions with 19 touchdowns, but he has shown a lot of flashes. I do think he's going to be a good quarterback. He's not bad right now. I don't think he's like really that good yet, but I definitely think he can get there. He's still very young. He still has a lot of time to develop. At running back, though, we do have Le'Veon Bell. Didn't have the best year. You know, definitely took a step back from what we're used to, you know, from Le'Veon Bell. 3.2 yards per carry. Actually had a pretty bad year. I don't know if that was the offense or what was going on there. I didn't watch many Jets games, but I do know I had Le'Veon Bell in a fantasy team, and he definitely did not help me out. But he's still a great running back. I'm sure he'll be fine for us here. Robbie Anderson, who's an impending free agent. I'm not sure if he's a player we bring back. I like Robbie Anderson a lot. I really do. I think he's a good receiver. But the thing is, like, I don't normally try to mimic real life with these rebuilds, but I know the Jets probably won't bring him back. Right? Like, I just know that's a thing. He's probably not coming back to the Jets in real life, so maybe we move on from him here too. Also, we have a stacked receiver class to choose from, and I think we can definitely build a pretty decent wide receiver core without Robbie Anderson. I mean, I do really like Robbie Anderson, like I'm saying, but he will want a pretty big contract. I think we can spend the money in the draft and get a rookie contract instead. I actually think that's a little bit smarter. Jamison Crowder could be the slot guy for us the rest of the time. When is his contract over, though? Because Jamison Crowder usually goes off in simulation. He has 2 more years left. He's making a ton of money this next season, but I do think he will be worth it to keep on the team. You know, Jamison Crowder's a really good player to have in simulation. We'll have to see how that works out then. Then Demaryius Thomas, Quincy Enunwa behind him. The offensive line isn't particularly strong. We definitely have to look to upgrade this at some point, hopefully very soon. But the best offensive lineman is Brian Winters, who's not too bad, but he's getting old. He's 29. We're going to have to look to replace him at some point. But all of these other guys honestly should be replaced at some point. At tight end, though, we have Christopher Herndon, who is very young and very good. I had him on a lot of fantasy rosters in case he came back and played significant, you know, time this year, but that never really happened. He is a really good tight end, though. He definitely showed flashes his rookie season. Defensively, then, we have actually a pretty cool core to build around, right? So we have Quinnen Williams, who is a stud, superstar development, 79 overall. He is going to be probably an X factor for us at some point. Hopefully he can go up to that. We have Jamal Adams, who's still very young and is already an X factor. He's a player I frequently trade for, so I'm excited to have him. We have Avery Williamson, CJ Mosley, a really good duo of middle linebackers. Marcus May is still fairly young. Actually, he's 27. I thought he was like 26 or 25. My bad. Not that young, but he's still not too bad. We'll probably have to replace him in the coming years, though. Brian Poole's pretty decent, but I think he is on a contract here. I would like to bring him back, though. Brian Poole's actually pretty good, even though I just said he's pretty decent. And then the rest of the defense isn't particularly special, but we can replace these positions rather easily, I think. Like, it's pretty easy to get defensive tackles. I mean, we have Nathan Shepard's actually not too bad. He's 26 years old. He can probably get some playing time at some point. You know, we have a pretty decent defensive line. We also have this guy whose last name I don't want to try to pronounce, but he's also not awful. He's a 75 overall defensive tackle, so we can certainly move on from Steve McClendon, who's 34 years old. But let's start simulating now. Let's see who's going to win the Super Bowl between the 49ers and the Chiefs. I should also point this out as well. I had to start this franchise from the wild card week just because the draft order is still messed up if you start from the most recent week. So I just forced all the wins that happened, right? So we got the correct Super Bowl and everything. I think a few of the draft positions are a little weird. I think I noticed this in my last rebuild where I used a real draft class, because I'm pretty sure like the Panthers picked where the Dolphins were supposed to. It's something weird like that. I don't know. But let me import the draft class, probably turn on auto scouting, and we're going to see who wins the Super Bowl. Auto scouting is now on, so we can advance by Super Bowl 54, where I think the 49ers are going to win, and they're not. Actually, the Chiefs are going to win. We also have to cut a player. Let me just go do that now. Who can we even cut? Let's cut Mike White. You're off the team. I'm sorry, friend. Like I mentioned before, though, Robbie Anderson is an impending free agent. We'll have to figure out what we want to do with him. Let me actually check out development trade upgrades in case anybody went up. I highly doubt anyone did, but it's always worth checking. Nobody on the offense did, at least I don't think. And then defensively, I think the same thing goes for over here. Yeah, I don't see anybody going up in development. It's fine. Actually, hold on. I should have cut Tremaine Johnson because his contract is still massive, I think, and he's not very good. Oh, look at that penalty. I don't want Jermaine Johnson anymore, dude. Oh, why did they give him that contract? Whatever. We'll have to work on that at some point. But how much money do we have? Like, could I even bring in Robbie Anderson if I wanted to? We have the money to do this. We definitely do. I like Robbie Anderson. I mentioned this before, but I don't know if we bring him in, honestly. You know, Amari Cooper could be in this free agency period. We could go after him. I don't know just yet, actually. But Brian Poole, I think I will bring back. Just because I think cornerback is a bigger need right now than the receiver, especially considering this draft class and how deep it is at receiver. Let's just see if Brian Poole... Actually, no. I was going to see if he just wanted that. Let me bump this up a tad bit more. Do you want that contract, friend? Come back to the team. Nope, he's going to test out free agency. I'm not paying him 16.5 right now. I am sorry. Okay, so maybe we don't bring back anybody because I don't really want any of these players. I don't. I mean, Okay. Let me give Robbie Anderson a smaller contract. Absolutely no way he accepts this. But we're going to give it a shot. No, he's going to test out free agency as well. I didn't think he'd accept it. I'm not paying him 19 mil for 1 year. Let's go into free agency, though. Maybe we can give him a contract if no one else is. I'm sure another team is, though, because he's still pretty young. $62.35 million to spend. Michael Pierce is the top player. Okay, so I always go after Chris Jones, so I think this time I'll go after Michael Pierce instead. Could bring in AJ Green, Emmanuel Sanders. Robbie Anderson is getting a contract there from the Texans. So no Amari Cooper. We could bring in AJ Green, though, who I actually don't really want. Could bring in Emmanuel Sanders, Nelson Aguilar, you know. I'm not bringing in Nelson Aguilar, I can tell you that much. I went after a lot of players here. Let's see how many we got. We got Jack Conklin, which is actually really big. He's a big upgrade on the offensive line. We got Kendall Fuller. We got Michael Pierce, Levi Wallace, Jordan Jenkins, and Shane Ray. I realized I forgot to bring back Jordan Jenkins, and I definitely want him back on this team. So we did spend a good bit of money, but I do think we got a lot better because of that. Our offense looks really bad because our offensive line is tragically awful, along with the fact that Robbie Anderson's no longer on the team. But this team will look a lot better after the draft, trust me. All right, let's kick off the NFL draft here. The draft order does look at least decent. Like I said, I'm pretty sure the Dolphins are supposed to pick where the Panthers are. It's all good, though. Let's see who goes number 1 overall. Most likely Joe Burrow, and it is exactly what happens. The Redskins are going to take Jeffrey Okudah. That's different. Normally don't see him going at number 2. Andrew Thomas going at number 3. So the Giants were just gifted Chase Young. They don't even take him. They take Grant Delpit, which is still a good pick. So then I guess the Panthers go with Chase Young? Yep, okay, they're going to take Chase Young. It's insane that he actually lasted until pick number 5. But we do have pick number 12. And Tyler Byadash, I have to fix that. He definitely went to college. Who do we want to take here? We still do have a lot of options to go with. Like, there's some really good players still left. I'm just trying to figure out who I think is most, important right now. It may actually be offensive line. I really do need an offensive lineman. And the best one available is probably Trey Adams right now. The thing is, I don't want to take him right now. His talent is late first round. Also, I pretty much know what his overall is. I don't really think it's worth it to take him at pick number 12. I'm sure he's going to be a good player for us. We also don't need a right tackle. We need a left. So I think based on that logic, I'm going to go elsewhere. So maybe we go receiver here. And CeeDee Lamb is looking like a player we could go with. I really like CeeDee Lamb. I think he's going to be a great acquisition to this team. So CeeDee Lamb, welcome to the New York Jets. 75 overall hidden development trait. Ranked number 9. Took him number 12. Dude's an absolute stud. 94 speed, 91 acceleration, 85 catching. I think this is like the first time I drafted him. I could be mistaken. I don't remember drafting him at least recently. I'm really happy with that pick. My ideal draft would have been probably Andrew Thomas in the first round and then taken like somebody else here in the second, like KJ Hamler. He's actually not available anymore. But, we could have taken somebody for sure, like a pretty decent receiver at least in the second round. But maybe now we go with another offensive lineman. Mekhi Becton isn't awful. He could be good enough to come in and start. I also just thought of this. I should have mentioned this before. I'm pretty sure Travis Etienne is going back to school this year, right? I'm pretty sure that's a thing. So I should probably take him out of this draft class. I almost want to draft him just to make sure he doesn't get any playing time, but I'm going to let it go for this one. I don't think he's going to impact the rebuild all that much anymore. The team he goes to, he'll probably just be a backup for anyway. But Mekhi Becton is on the team now. 68 overall, normal development. We kind of reached there. We actually really reached there if you look at where he was supposed to go at number 80. But he should be a pretty solid left tackle for us, at least starting caliber for these next couple seasons. Jacob Eason just going to the Lions, maybe a Matthew Stafford replacement. Who knows? But I guess now we should probably still address the offensive line. I really don't know who to go with here though. Like I have no idea if any of these players are that good. I know Oregon had a pretty good offensive line this year, so Jake Hansen is on the team. 68, but he does have hidden. Okay, he can definitely be our long-term center. Now, we now have our 3rd round draft pick. So who should we go with here? What do we even still need? Again, offensive line is still a pretty big hole on this team. I don't really want to start 3 rookies, though, on the offensive line. Maybe I can just sign someone else in free agency. And we can maybe try to build up the D-line here. I think we should go Patty Fisher here, just to get some pretty decent value at this point. So welcome to the team, Patty Fisher. He's a 69, but he has hidden. Ranked number 70, took him at number 76. I don't know if he'll really start on this team. Like, I mean, he could probably pass rush. 75 block shed, 73 finesse moves isn't actually all that bad. He is a speed rusher. That's his scheme. So maybe we can actually get him involved then. I think I'll be trading this pick away for next year. Maybe we can get like a next year's 4th or something for this. Usually trading a 4th round draft pick away isn't really all that worth it because you only really get like next year 4ths and then like maybe next year 7ths, which is exactly what the Raiders are offering here. I will take that though. The Raiders should be pretty bad next year. I'm going to trade one more draft pick away and then simulate to the end of the year. Let's see if we can get a next year 4th. We can actually right there from the Vikings. You know, the Vikings are randomly bad sometimes, so I'm going to try to take the risk and go with them. I think this draft actually went really well. We have an up-and-coming superstar at receiver in CeeDee Lamb, and we got a bunch of guys in the upper 60s. Not a bad draft. Definitely, if you ask me, not a bad draft. But let's see who went after pick number 5. So Tua went to the Dolphins, Derek Brown there to the Chargers, Jerry Jeudy going number 8, Dylan Moses number 9, Justin Herbert number 10. All right, then there's the rest of the draft if you guys care. Here's a look at the offense for the first full season. This team changed a lot. We now have CeeDee Lamb at wide receiver number 2. We have Hansen at center, Jack Conklin at right tackle, Mekhi Becton at left tackle. Also, Adoja moved to left guard from right tackle. If you're not about that move, I apologize. I just was going to sign a free agent, and I might as well just use who we have on the team. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. And then defensively, I didn't really have to go after Shane Ray. I thought we needed linebacker way more than this, so I actually think I'm going to cut him because he's really not useful right now. And it's not really that big of a penalty. I mean, we free up a little bit more than the penalty is worth. So I'm sorry, but maybe not super realistic, whatever. We don't need him on the team anymore. I just didn't feel like, you know, taking up those couple $1 million. We do have Jordan Willis at right outside linebacker, who's actually not too bad. I think he's going to start this year. I do. He's still pretty young, and I don't really like the idea of Patty Fisher right now rushing off the edge, so it's going to be Jordan Jenkins and Jordan Willis. I think they can do pretty well together. It's probably not going to be crazy, but hopefully we can sign a dominant pass rusher at some point in the near future. And then here's a look at the rest of the team. Kendall Fuller is a new cornerback. Levi Wallace, another new cornerback. I like the team. I definitely do. Hopefully we can get some cheese on our side. Like I said, the Jets randomly play really well. I've seen them in the Super Bowl like year 2 before, so hopefully that happens here. What is the record looking like here at week 9? 0-8? Really? This team is 0-8. Okay, we definitely did not get any luck on our side here. 6-2 for the Bills. The Dolphins are 4-3. That's probably because they have Tua. The Patriots are 2-6. 0-8. You're telling me this team has not won a game yet. What is going wrong? Anyway, CeeDee Lamb has superstar development. That is fantastic. Hansen has star development. Okay, that's cool too. Defensively, I don't think any developments are here to be revealed. I mean, Patty Fisher does have hidden. He actually has 4 experience points. I may as well start him now, I guess. Patty Fisher will be the starting rush left end. I mean, this season's kind of down the drain anyway. Like, I doubt we're going to do anything. So whatever, he has 4 experience points. He is going to be the starting rush left end. I will be spending these experience points right now as well, but let me bring back Jamal Adams first. I definitely need Jamal Adams on the team. Avery Williamson. The thing with Avery Williamson is that he's going to regress really badly at the end of the year. I may have to come back to this contract. Marcus May, I'll probably bring back, I don't know, about 3 years? Man, I don't know if I want, like, many of these guys here, honestly. I mean, Jamal Adams is a no-brainer. Jamal Adams is a beast, and we definitely want him back on the team. All right, he's coming back for another 7 years. That's awesome. Honestly, the rest of these guys, I might just see how regression hits them and then deal with them later because Madden regression is super unpredictable sometimes. Yeah, so very obviously we're not in the playoffs, but we did lose in week 17. Can we go completely defeated? We cannot. We go 3-13. What a strange season. Sam Darnold was not good this year. 3,700 yards, 21 touchdowns, 15 picks. I don't really want to move on from him too quickly, but maybe once his contract is up, we can start scouting some quarterbacks. Le'Veon Bell was super good, though. 5.3 yards per carry, 10 rushing touchdowns for him. CeeDee Lamb had a great rookie season, over 1,000 yards, almost 1,100 with 10 touchdowns. But then Jamison Crowder scores 1 touchdown. Christopher Herndon gets 1. Like, what is going on? You know, blocking wasn't that bad either. Mekhi Becton being like a 68, only letting up 14 sacks, actually isn't all that bad. We have 118 tackles here for CJ Mosley, 101 for Avery Williamson. 13 tackles for loss for Jordan Jenkins, 11 for CJ Mosley. Not too many sacks this year, but 6.5 for Quinnen Williams isn't too bad. 2 interceptions for Jamal Adams and Levi Wallace, 1 for a bunch of other guys as well. So we were almost last on offense, probably almost last on defense as well. 23rd, yeah, we're just a little bit better on defense. Deshaun Watson wins MVP. Obviously, nobody from the Jets in this list. AFC Offensive Player of the Year. We're not going to see any Jets. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Kyle Van Noy. CJ Mosley, though, at number 9. Offensive Rookie of the Year, CeeDee Lamb at number 5. A lot of it has to do with how many quarterbacks got drafted in the AFC. I mean, look at this. The top 4 guys are all quarterbacks. That's insane. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Xavier McKinney. Nobody from the Jets. Okay, let's sim to the Super Bowl now. I mean, I know I said I wasn't going to move on from Sam Darnold yet, but look at this guy. Holy crap. Duncan McKinney. A+ throw power, A throw accuracy short, A- throw accuracy mid. This is the issue with doing realistic rebuilds sometimes, because, like, this guy would immediately make this team so much better. Even this guy would probably do the same thing, Wes Bird, but my lord, Duncan McKinney is insane. I'm probably going to trade down a good bit in this draft, so maybe if he's still there a little bit later in the early first round, we can take him. Okay, let's simulate by the Super Bowl. The Browns make it here. Once again, they continue being one of the glitchiest teams in this entire game, and they're going to lose the Super Bowl, 31-21. Did anybody go up in development, though? CeeDee Lamb I could see being an X-Factor at this point, and he actually is. Okay, so hopefully this makes Sam Darnold play a little better, or I guess whoever we have at quarterback play a little bit better. I don't think anyone else on the offense went up in development, though. Defensively, Kendall Fuller is now a superstar. That's actually massive. Don't think anybody else, though, went up, but Patty Fisher actually looks pretty decent. He's going to be a 75 overall after those experience points are spent. I think he's worth it to keep as a starter on the team now. So Avery Williamson, do I want to bring him back? He's 29 years old. I don't want to give him a 4-year contract. I don't even know if I want to give him a 1-year contract. Honestly, I just want to wait to see what free agency has to offer. Like, I don't really want any of these guys here because I think I can replace them all. Actually, Brian Winters for 1 more year, 4.7 mil, isn't that bad. If you take that, cool. No, he's not going to take it. I'm not going to tag him. Okay, maybe we can try to get another guard in free agency here then. So let's hop into free agency. I'm not bringing back Marcus May either. He's actually a really nice looking safety I could probably snag a bit later in the draft. I'm looking forward to that. But Ronnie Stanley is the top player. Juju Smith-Schuster is also here. Oh, we may have to spend a ton of money. I still need a middle linebacker, but honestly, I'm good with Blake Cashman starting if I can sign Juju Smith-Schuster and Ronnie Stanley. I don't think we're going to have enough money for both of these guys. Who's more important, though? Probably Ronnie Stanley. That's 105 points. Juju Smith-Schuster, I don't think I can give a contract to. Yeah, there's no chance I can make this work. Maybe I can go through and cut a couple guys. Let me try to clear some cap this way. Okay, I cut a couple players. Some of them were, I guess, kind of big, like Henry Anderson, but he's regressing a lot. Quincy Onwunwa, same thing. He's like a 73 right now. And we have $16.8 million. Now, we can actually go after Juju Smith-Schuster. This is awesome. Okay, let me actually take away my contract, so it gives me a more reasonable one to start out with. So we're going to try to get him and Ronnie Stanley on this team. This is going to be a really big free agency period if this works out. This is going to be massive. I really hope we can get both of these players. Please. Ronnie Stanley accepted. Juju Smith-Schuster accepted. Okay, that made our offense look so much better now. So Juju Smith-Schuster will be the 1. CeeDee Lamb will be the 2 in the slot. And we just have Jamison Crowder as the 3. I'm really liking how this offense is looking now. Mekhi Becton can probably play right guard just because you can do that with offensive linemen super easily. I may even try to draft a couple more offensive linemen. I think I can definitely do that. We have a really nice looking safety I can take in the draft. I'm actually really okay with Blake Cashman starting at middle linebacker. He's still very young and has a ton of potential. He can probably even go up to star after this year. He's only 25. Like, I think he'll be fine. I could use another defensive end, but even so, Nathan Shepard's not that bad. I can use another cornerback. I can probably even just sign one of those guys right now. Let me actually scout first in case there's some late round gems or something. We are here in the 2021 NFL draft now. I do have the first overall pick, which is probably going to be traded away. So I don't really think I want to take this right now. But of course, I showed you guys this quarterback. I mean, Duncan McKinney looks unbelievably good. Also, Sam Darnold's on a contract here, and he hasn't really impressed all that much thus far. I mean, it's not really that crazy to take him. It really isn't. Like, besides him, I'm trying to look at who else I'd like to take in the first round here. The only other player I'd be willing to take would probably be Raheem Flowers. He also looks super, super talented. They're both going to be really good. I do think McKinney, though, is the best player in the class. So the third overall pick is being offered from the Redskins. Look at this. 2 first-round draft picks this year and a first next year. Okay, the same thing here from the Dolphins. Oh, I want to do this so badly. I think this quarterback, though, is going to be generationally insane. And there's no chance he lasts until pick number 8. There's just no way. Like, the Redskins probably take him at pick number 3. I do actually think we can afford to take him now. It's going to be such a big contract, but I mean, like, he's too good to pass up on. Yeah, the Redskins' top need is a quarterback. They would definitely take that guy. I do think we're going to take him. Honestly, I think it's going to make the rebuild so much more interesting. We're going to keep Sam Darnold just as a backup this next year. But honestly, though, right, just thinking about this realistically, if Sam Darnold has a really poor season this upcoming year as well, like he did in this game right now, like he did in the video, and let's just say Trevor Lawrence is available or whatever when they're drafting, I don't think it would be insane for the Jets to take him. It really wouldn't. If you just think about it, I mean, the Cardinals took Kyler Murray when they had just taken Josh Rosen, so this isn't super unrealistic. I think it's going to make the rebuild more fun. So Duncan McKinney, welcome to the team. 76. Okay, so he's not an 81. Maybe I thought this guy was going to be better than he actually is. So 90 throw power. Funny that's A+, but he's still probably the best quarterback in this entire class. He is still definitely worth it to start. He's much better than Sam Darnold, and I think he's going to take this offense to the next level. I really hope he is. Probably not worth the number 1 overall pick the more I look at it. This draft class may not be as strong as it looks then, just because he was early first-round talent, so he is top whatever in the class. I didn't realize what it said on the side. I'm stupid. I just didn't look at it. If it's like the number 1 ranked player or something, that would just be really funny. But who is still on my draft board? The next player I have on my draft board is this left end who I really don't want. So this right tackle and this strong safety are my next 2 players I would really like to take, and I don't really want to risk them going. So his projection's early 3rd round. This guy's projection is late 3rd round. He should still be there with the first pick in the 3rd round. So I'm going to take Garrison Boone right now. He's supposed to go mid-first rounder, so this guy Larry Clayton will be a little bit better since he's supposed to go early first round. When I say that, I mean the talent, right? So the face cam shouldn't be blocking that right now. If you look down there, talent early first round. That means he's going to be ranked like top 10 in the class. If the talent is mid-first round, I'm pretty sure it means like 11 to 20 or something like that. But since this guy's projection is early 3rd round, I'm going to take him now. I'm talking about this way too much. 74 overall hidden development, ranked number 10. So this guy can't really play free safety because his zone coverage is so poor, but I do think Jamal Adams can probably make the transition and be perfectly fine in simulation. He has really good zone, obviously much better hit power than that guy, but I do think we can make that transition work. I would rather have Garrison Boone than Marcus May just because Boone's much cheaper. And now, can we please get this right tackle? He may be the best player in the class, and he's available. He's going to have normal development. This almost always happens, but he is certainly still worth the pick. 76 with normal, ranked number 6. So he's not the best player in the class, but we took him almost 60 picks later than he was supposed to go. Obviously, this player is starting somewhere. The only player I still have left on my draft board is Lamont Glenn, a speed rusher out of Stanford. He's a 69 overall, nothing too crazy with normal development, but that still was a really good draft pick, about 50 or so picks before he was supposed to go. We will be trading away these next 2 draft picks to try to get some more 4th rounders for next year. So who should I go with here? I think the Raiders will be pretty bad, so let's just go with their draft pick. Even though I technically could have went with that Rams draft pick and gotten a 7th as well, but I'm not going to really use the 7th. I doubt it'll really turn into anything. This 4th rounder will also go in exchange for another, so we're going to have 3 more 4th rounders next year as well. You know, just in case there's any late round players, it's nice to have a couple 4th round draft picks to be able to snatch them up. But let's sim to the end of the draft, check out this draft recap. I think this one actually went super well. I didn't get anyone really near the 80s. But taking a few players above a 75 is definitely a sign of a good draft. So we had a 76, another 76, and a 74. I think this draft went really well. We also got a 69, which is not a bad draft pick. Who was the number 1 ranked player, though? It was that middle linebacker. I should have taken him. I really should have. Raheem Flowers. But honestly, like, I think you can sympathize with me here. That quarterback looked unbelievable. Obviously, I know you have to take the top 3 skills with a grain of salt this year because they look way better than they actually are. But still, I thought that player was going to be something insane. Obviously, he still could. He could still have X Factor or something like that. But this middle linebacker is a glitch. 88 speed. What is his development trait? It is just star. So I do think if we have a superstar, I do think we had actually a better player. But there was also a 77. There was a couple 77s. Reed Booth looked really good. Jalen Reese, and then this halfback down there. But we did get, you know, like the 5th and the 6th ranked players, whatever. Like, I think this draft actually went super well. I will take that. This is funny. The computer drafted me a middle linebacker with hidden. That's so cool. Imagine he has superstar and he's a 56 overall. Also, I'll be signing Trey Herndon here just to be our 3rd corner. And I definitely think this team is getting there. We're an 82 overall, 84 offense, 80 defense. I think this team can actually make the playoffs this year, though, honestly, based on the offense alone. If this quarterback can win Rookie of the Year, this offense can just be insane. We have 2 X-Factor receivers, an X-Factor running back, and a potential X-Factor quarterback. I really do think this team can actually just go off this year offensively. We also have a new right guard. Of course, he was the right tackle. I moved him over. If you don't like that, then I'm sorry. And then defensively, I think it got a little worse, right? We lost our backup middle linebacker. Technically, he's a starter in a 3-4, right? We lost Avery Williamson. But Blake Cashman definitely is not bad. I think he can do just fine. Our edge rushers are lacking a little bit as well. Hopefully, we can address that here in this upcoming offseason. We have a new strong safety. I moved Jamal Adams, the free safety. I get it. He's a strong safety, whatever. But if you look at his like coverage ability, he can definitely play free safety perfectly fine. He just hits like a, you know, like a truck, you know, 95 hit power. Insane. The cornerback core is pretty bad aside from Kendall Fuller. I mean, Levi Wallace is good. Trey Herndon's not too bad, but Kendall Fuller far better than the other 2. The defensive line a little bit can be improved on that side as well. But I think the team is definitely heading in the right direction. I do think this team can make the playoffs, but hopefully we can at least go like 500 and show some improvement. Okay, so here at week 9, we are 3-4, doing much better than we were last year at this point, because obviously we were winless a year ago. The Bills are actually on top of the division once again, 6-2. Patriots 3-4, Dolphins 2-5. Let's check out the development, though, of this quarterback. This is massive. Give me at least superstar, please. And he's an X Factor. Oh my, that is huge. What's his ability? It is pro reads. For great quarterbacks, vision and anticipation are paramount. When they enter the zone, their first open receiver is highlighted while they're standing in the pocket. It's actually pretty cool. I don't think I've ever used that one before. Hold on. I wasn't done yet. Let me look at the rest of the team. I am so happy that he's an X Factor. This offense is just full of young studs. It's unbelievable. Okay, so then defensively, we have another superstar at strong safety. Okay, come on, man. That draft was phenomenal. Easily one of my best drafts then if you just look at development traits. That is so cool. Jamison Crowder is the top free agent. That's actually a really good sign because I don't really need to spend all that much money then. So, because Sam Darnold's here, I'm not bringing back Sam Darnold now that we have an X-Factor quarterback. That would be dumb of me. I do want Jack Conklin though. Oh, we actually have a lot of money to spend too since we don't have to bring back Sam Darnold. This is massive. Okay, let's go. I'll have to renegotiate with Jack Conklin. I will do that. Christopher Herndon though, probably worth it. He's not too expensive. I could even go ahead and sign a tight end who's better than him in the offseason anyway. Jack Conklin is also coming back to the team. I do think that is going to be it for the free agents I at least sign right now. I could probably go ahead and replace a lot of those guys in free agency this upcoming year. But now let's simulate to the end of the season. We also beat the Dolphins there, if you care. But let's go to the end of the year. I really hope we're in the playoffs. We should be. And by that, I'm just talking about like the talent on the team and not based on the record, because obviously 4-4, nowhere near a guarantee to making the playoffs. But this team is certainly talented enough to make it into the playoffs. Are we there? We are not. We finish 8-8. All right, so at least we're 500, showing some pretty big strides. The quarterback had a really good rookie year, though. 4,200 yards, 32 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He should be rookie of the year, unless there's another quarterback who just did better. Because I highly doubt any other position would win above that kind of season. Le'Veon Bell, almost 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, another really solid year. CeeDee Lamb going off once again. Juju Smith-Schuster having a solid year. Christopher Herndon, 4 touchdowns. Jamison Crowder, 5. Le'Veon Bell gets 6 as well. That's not bad. Again, the offensive line, at least pass blocking super well. Seems like they're run blocking well, too, because Le'Veon Bell is like 4.4 yards per carry or something. 130 tackles, though, for CJ Mosley. 12 tackles for loss for him. 13 for Patty Fisher and Michael Pierce. We got 7 quarterback sacks for Jordan Jenkins. I would like this production formation to go up a little bit. I may switch to a 4-3 because it just seems like sack numbers skyrocket once you switch to a 4-3 in Madden. We have 5 picks, though, for Kendall Fuller. He may go up to X Factor this year, which is hilarious. 2 for CJ Mosley, 1 for Patty Fisher, and Jamal Adams. I don't know why I said hilarious. That's not that funny, but whatever. I'm strange. We were 10th in the NFL in offense. Massive improvement from last year, but our defense apparently got worse. Whatever. Deshaun Watson, another MVP. Duncan McKinney at number 5. Oh, he's definitely Offensive Rookie of the Year then. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Jacoby Brissett, but Duncan McKinney at number 3. Defensive Player of the Year is CJ Mosley. That's cool. Maybe he can go up in development. Offensive Rookie of the Year, of course, Duncan McKinney. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Reed Booth, a defensive end, I think. Garrison Boone, though, at number 4. I think it's our superstar safety. It would have been really cool if he could have won that, but it's good. At least he's still a superstar. Okay, the Seahawks and the Texans are in Super Bowl 56. The Texans have the MVP, so I'm picking them. And they win, 34-28. Okay, so development trade upgrades. Show me a couple, please. At least offensively, I don't think we have any. That's fine. Defensively, any? Maybe? CJ Mosley? He is up to superstar. I don't think anyone else went up, though. Boone is still at superstar. Kendall Fuller actually still stayed at superstar. That's a bit surprising to me. But we have a lot of money to spend here in free agency. I'm excited for this period. Like I said before as well, I do want to switch to a 4-3 this year. So we should go after some edge rushers. Hopefully there are some really talented ones here. If not, we can probably draft one, because there's usually a lot of good edge rushers in these drafts. But let's sign some free agents. We have $42.63 million. Jair Alexander is literally always here, so I won't be going with him just because of how frequently I sign him. I mean, obviously, he's a stud. It's so difficult not to sign him. It really is. He makes these rebuilds so easy. I guess I shouldn't say so easy. I meant to say, like, much easier, right? Leighton Vander Esch, another guy I always go after. There aren't really many good defensive ends, which is kind of annoying. I mean, Brandon Graham is definitely not bad. I could go after Nwosu and move him down. That could be a move. He's actually really good. So I'll do that. I'll go after Uchenna Nwosu. Maybe try to move him down to defensive end for this next year. And then maybe we can use, like, Jordan Jenkins. I don't want to use Patty Fisher. This is what I'm going to do with Jair Alexander. Just because I go after him, like, all the time, I will just, like, match the points from the Steelers. And if he comes to our team, he does. If he doesn't, then he picks the Steelers. So there we go. We got 99 points on Jair Alexander. Like I said, if he comes over, he comes over. If not, it's not that big of a deal. Once again, we targeted a few free agents. Let's see how many of them we got, though. We got Nwosu, we got Kiki QT, and we actually got Jair Alexander. Okay, I mean, I'll take him. I'll always take a 94 overall cornerback. I am sorry I go after him all the time, though. The reason why I went after QT, though, is because he has superstar development. I mean, why not, right? He adds to this already fantastic receiving core. So this should be a fun season. I do think this team can do so well. We just need to draft a couple extra pieces. Also, I will be shifting to a 4-3. Let me just do that now. We have the middle first-round draft pick. Pick number 16. Let's simulate straight to it. I know exactly who I want. I hope he's still available. It's a defensive end. Supposed to go early first round. His talent is at least early first round. I really hope he's here. And he is still here. Heath Payne, right? So you look at this guy. Skip the combine. It looks insane just because of that. But his talent is late first round. Heath Payne, early first round talent. He is on the team. 77 overall hidden, ranked number 2, and we snagged him. Switching to a 4-3, he's going to be starting a ton. Hopefully he wins like defensive rookie of the year or something if he can put up some crazy sack numbers. Our next pick is in the mid-second round now. Of course, we're gonna have the 16th pick in every round. Who should we go with here, though? Anybody still on my draft board? I do have some players on my draft board. Okay, so that guy's actually still here who skipped the combine. That's hilarious. Do we go with him? When are you supposed to go? Early 4th round? This guy's supposed to be early 1st round as well. Honestly, Charles Sexton's probably better. He can be like our 3rd defensive tackle or something. I am perfectly okay with that. Welcome to the team. 75 with hidden. 77 speed. This guy could also play for us. But we did just get Nwosu. And that guy's 318 pounds. I probably don't want him on the outside. I get that weight probably doesn't really factor into much when simulating. It's probably just all stat driven. But, you know, I still want to keep it semi-realistic, I guess. I don't even know if I should say that anymore, but I am going to do my best to do that. Do I even go with a player here? I have 3 4th-round draft picks. Okay, let me trade this pick away. What can I even get for a 3rd-round draft pick? I can get some 3rds next year. That's definitely worth it. I will do that. A 3rd and a 4th next year from the Colts. Seems pretty solid, but honestly, I kind of just want this 3rd from the Dolphins. Perfectly okay with that. Now, let's go to the 4th round. And probably just take the rest of the players on my draft board. I think there's only 2. One guy could have gotten selected by now. He actually didn't. So Brian Wooten. No, actually, I'm going to take Chester Bartlett first. Or Bartlett, sorry, because he's probably going to be a bit better. 67 with normal. Another pretty good draft pick. This guy's just going to be our backup middle. And again, we will be taking another player on the draft board. It's just probably going to be another 60 overall guy. Maybe hidden development. He's actually gone. Never mind. I can't even take him anymore. How sad. Who do we even go with now, then? Should we just take a random tight end just to see if they're any good? Nick Stills, you any fast? No, you're not fast at all. This guy's fast. It's supposed to go mid-7th round. You know what that means? We take him right now. 61. Not actually all that bad, all things considered. You know, it's supposed to go in the 7th round or whatever. Let's just go to the end of the draft now. I don't really care about the rest of these picks. So after that tight end, the computer didn't really do much. They typically don't. It's whatever, though. I still think that draft went super well. Pretty sure I've been drafting well this entire time. Hopefully, it finally shows up here. The top-ranked players in this class were 77s. So there's a tight end and a right end. Okay, a couple 76s, a couple 75s. Not the strongest draft class I've ever seen, but still pretty solid. I think we made the most of it. This team is more than good enough to make it into the playoffs. 84 overall, 85 offense, 84 defense. I have made it deep into the playoffs with much worse teams. So I definitely think we can do this. We have 4 X factors on offense. The quarterback, running back, and 2 of the receivers. And then we have another superstar at receiver and then another superstar at left tackle. I mean, this offense is star-studded. And then defensively, doesn't really get much worse. We have 4 superstars, 2 X Factors, a couple players who could be revealed to have X Factor or superstar. This team has a ton of potential. We also have a couple players in the upper 90s. Like, I think this team is nice looking. Hopefully you guys agree. I think you guys probably do agree, but let's see if we can make the playoffs. All right, so we just lost to the Dolphins. That's not a good sign. What's the record? 5-3. Okay, maybe it is a good sign because we're actually leading the division now finally. We're an 86 overall. I'm letting the team progress throughout the season. I turned on auto progression, so the team might look a little bit different. But here's a look at the offense. I mean, we still have an experience point for CeeDee Lamb. Let's use that right now. Why not? Let's get him better in the slot because that's actually still where he's playing. He's going to be an 89 overall now. He's still pretty good in the slot. +1 to speed. Oh, man. He has 96. He already got a +1 to speed. Oh, he is glitchy. Oh, my. Looks like a fun receiver. Defensively, though, this defensive end has star. I was really hoping for more. Maybe this guy has superstar or something. I don't know. I hope Payne is still having a good year, though. He probably should be because he's an 80 overall. Like, he's definitely not bad. But let's keep simulating here. Actually, let me bring back players. So Le'Veon Bell is here. There's always some really good free agent running backs. Like, I don't really want to sign him. Like, I could probably even get him in free agency. I do want Quinnen Williams, and we have a 59 overall punter. Blake Cashman I'll probably give a contract to as well. Actually, there's not even a reason for it. I'll just bring back Quinnen Williams, and we're going to send him to the end of the year then. All right, so we made the playoffs, going 11-5. Finished the year pretty strongly. 9-7 for the Bills, 5-11 for the Patriots, 1-14-1 for the Dolphins. We were their only win. And, of course, I got that tie. Whatever. We have their 3rd-round draft pick, so screw you guys. But Duncan McKinney over 4,000 yards again, 38 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. A bit worse than last year, but still a pretty good year overall. Le'Veon Bell was super good this year, 1,316 yards. Only 8 rushing touchdowns. You'd imagine he'd have more, considering how many yards he had, but it's okay. CeeDee Lamb just completely stealing the show on offense. 85 for 1,312 touchdowns. I mean, come on. He is absolutely dominant. The slot receiver is so glitchy. Offensive line still doing their thing, run and pass blocking both really well. 119 tackles for CJ Mosley, 15 tackles for loss for Michael Pierce, 12 for Heath Payne. We have 2 players with over 10 sacks. I'm telling you, switching to a 4-3 is the move, and Wosu gets 11.5, and then Heath Payne 10.5. 3 picks for Jamal Adams, 2 for a few other players, and then 1 for 3 other guys down there as well. Okay, so 7th on offense. Defense has to be like top 10 now. We are 9th on defense. Okay, that is awesome. Lamar Jackson, 99 overall, wins MVP. Marcus Mariota, Jacoby Brissett. I mean, you know, the usual guys who'd expect to win it every single year up there as well. We have Duncan McKinney at number 9. Also, Hudson Lindholm, whoever that is. Okay, at number 10. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Lamar Jackson. Duncan McKinney at number 6. Le'Veon Bell at number 8. That's pretty cool. Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Jack. CJ Mosley, though, at number 10. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Steven Ellis. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Heath Payne. That's awesome. Hopefully he can go up in development then. Charles Sexton at number 8 as well. Okay, so I think we can just check out the overall. I don't have to actually upgrade anyone since I'm doing that automatically. We're in 87, and the Raiders are in 80. I'm going to simulate here. I kind of think we're either going to win this game or make it back to the playoffs next year, so I can probably hop into one then. Let's go. Simulating this game against the Raiders in the wild card weekend. And we lose 28-24. Watch, we're not going to make it back to the playoffs now, and that has ruined any chance of getting gameplay in this. It's fine. The Browns back in the Super Bowl again in their ways. Super Bowl 57, Browns and Saints. Pretty typical Super Bowl for Madden terms. 35-21, the Cleveland Browns. I almost just said Browns. Whatever. The Cleveland Browns will win it. Okay. Anybody go up in development here? No one on the offense. Defensively, maybe this defensive end. He did not, but Charles Sexton has X Factor? Are you joking? I mean, he has to play now, right? I don't know where, but he's probably just going to start at, like, where do I even play this guy? I guess I can move one of our defensive tackles and move Sexton in there. What? I was not expecting him to have X Factor. Okay, that kind of blew my mind. That's cool, though. I mean, I'll take it. I think Blake Cashman went up in development either this year or last year. He had normal at some point, and now he has star. Let's go into free agency. Like I said, I wasn't going to bring back Le'Veon Bell just because I can probably sign a running back here anyway. I can at least sign back Le'Veon Bell. He's actually the top player. Yeah, I'll give him a contract. Okay, we got back Le'Veon Bell and Blake Cashman. I kind of figured I could probably get them both back in free agency rather easily, but now let's go to the draft. So I don't really need all that much right now with this team, honestly, but there's a few players who I am kind of excited to take. So there's a right guard who looks really good. Supposed to go early second round, but his talent is early first round. Jeremiah McLaughlin looks insane as well. I'll probably have to trade up in the second round to make sure I can get him. And then this random kicker who's supposed to go mid-first round. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the right guard. George Byron, 76 overall normal development, ranked number 6. Took him at number 24. Good with that for sure. Now let me actually just trade up into the second round somewhere, because that guy is supposed to go like early third, and I have a late second, and I don't want to risk that. Alright, boom. A 2, a 3, and a 5 next year for the Bengals second round draft pick. That should be more than enough to be able to take this tight end, who probably will come in and start, actually. This guy looks super talented. He's supposed to go early first round. Like, that's what his talent is. But he's projected to go in the third round, which is just nuts. But let's go ahead and take him. Jeremiah McLaughlin. 75 overall, ranked number 9 with normal development. I wish his development was hidden, but still, he's a very good tight end who will definitely get the start. And now in the third round, we're going to take another player who's probably in the 70s. He's a mid-first round talent, and he's probably the best kicker here, right? So we're definitely going to go with him. I need a kicker long term. Even though this is the final year, we're still going to go with Kevin Silvers. 73 overall, ranked number 14. 90 kick power, 84 kick accuracy. Good enough for me. Another draft, honestly, that went super well. We got a couple more starters. We actually got 3 more starters, which is awesome. If you can say that about any draft, honestly, getting 3 capable starters is nice. Who is the best player in the class, though? I see a 78, and he is the best. Dalton Roundtree. Yeah, this guy looked phenomenal. 95 speed, 81 man. Poor zone, poor press, but still, that can definitely be coached up. Let's see what his development trade is. It is superstar. Yeah, that's a crazy good cornerback. The Steelers landed a gem. We do have the 3rd ranked player. I mean, there's a ton of 76s, so that's why it looked weird when we drafted him. But, you know, I'll take that. Definitely another solid draft. I'm just sitting here thinking about this. Like, I have no idea who to bench for Sexton. He's just on our team as a backup with superstar X Factor. But, like, who do I take out of the lineup? I honestly have no clue. Because Payne had a great rookie year, and Nwosu also played well. Like, what do I do? Do I start Sexton instead of Nwosu? Honestly, I think I will. Why not, right? Like, Nwosu's still good, but Sexton is just, he's an X Factor. Like, how do I not start him on this team? I have to start him somewhere. Okay, so this will be the team heading into the final season. If we make the playoffs or not, this is still going to be the last season I have in this rebuild. Honestly, even if we don't make the playoffs, I'd still consider this one rather successful just because of the state the team is in right now. I mean, it's an 87 overall, 88 offense, 87 defense. If you think what it means to rebuild a team, you know, get them back into contention, I think we definitely at least did that. But this offense is electric. Still have these 4 X Factors. We have 2 other superstars still. Like, this team is looking really nice on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, again, it does not get much worse. So much color on this side of the ball. Insane talent. CJ Mosley's regressing a lot, but I still think he can play well for another season. We have a lot of young talent around him as well. Like, I like this team so much. Let me sign a backup running back, and then I'll simulate. All right, we made the playoffs here, and we won in week 17. You know what that means. The undefeated dream is still alive, and it's dead. 11-5 again. It's fine, though. That's good enough for a first-round bye this year. How did the quarterback do? Almost 4,000 yards, only 6 shy. 34 touchdowns, 11 picks. having a crazy rebuild for us. Super, super consistent player. Way better than Sam Darnold, I can tell you that much. Le'Veon Bell, once again, is just dominant. 1,110 yards, 10 touchdowns. I mean, he's so consistent, too. CeeDee Lamb, though, has been the highlight of the rebuild for me, at least. 83 catches, 1,300 yards, 15 touchdowns. He is uncoverable. Juju Smith-Schuster having a good year. Jeremiah McLaughlin having a good rookie year. 7 touchdowns for him. Kiki Kuti only gets 2. Le'Veon Bell gets 4. Sacks allowed. Hasn't been many all rebuild, and that continues here again. 135 tackles for CJ Mosley. 14 tackles for loss for Heath Payne. And I am really happy I did not substitute him out for that Sexton guy, because he had 16 sacks. Sexton got 5.5. Not crazy, but still, he has X Factor. Had to get him starting somehow. CJ Mosley, 5 picks, 3 for Kendall Fuller, 2 for Garrison Boone, Levi Wallace, and Jair Alexander. This defense looks like it played super well. The offense was 20th. A bit surprising. Defensively seems at least like top 5. No, it's actually 11th. Okay. MVP, Lamar Jackson. Let me take a guess. No, it's actually Patrick Mahomes. Steven Ellis from the Titans. It's just because of their playbook, man. All I gotta say. I wonder what team Sam Darnold's on right now. He's not in this list, I don't think, right? And I don't see him. I don't know. I wonder where he went. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Steven Ellis. Duncan McKinney, though, at number 9. I'm going to be kind of looking out for Sam Darnold as well. Again, I don't see him. Defensive Player of the Year, CJ Mosley. Heath Payne at number 5, though. Offensive Rookie of the Year actually goes to Jeremiah McLaughlin. Or McLaughlin, however that's pronounced. I never know. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Dalton Roundtree, that corner, who has Superstar. Sean Wilcox, whoever that is, at number 6. Best quarterback is Patrick Mahomes. But Duncan McKinney at number 7. Gardner Minshew on the Patriots. That's awesome. Actually, not really. I don't like the Patriots, and I like Gardner Minshew. So let me just see if Sam Darnold is in this list at all. And I don't see him. Okay, I have no idea what team he's on. Best running back is Josh Jacobs. Le'Veon Bell, though, at number 4. Best wide receiver is CeeDee Lamb, probably for like his 4th straight year. Best offensive lineman, Ronnie Stanley at number 2. Best defensive lineman, Heath Payne, wins that one. Best linebacker, Von Miller. CJ Mosley at number 2, though. Best defensive back, Marlon Humphrey. Kendall Fuller at number 6. Best kicker, Harrison Butker. But we have Kevin Silvers, that rookie we just drafted. Okay, let's get it. I'm going to spend my coach experience here quickly before we advance the week. Let me just get the offensive lineman boost and then wide receiver. Why not, I guess. Use as much as that as possible. Let's advance the week now, head into the divisional round, and see who we have to take on. We have to take on the 10-6 Baltimore Ravens. Okay, so let's hop into the game and play a little bit of this. Actually, if we're crushing the Ravens, I probably won't hop in much. But I do want to at least hop into the Super Bowl if we make it that far. Okay, this game's actually pretty close right now, so we're going to hop in. See if we can get into field goal range here. Let's actually run the ball with Le'Veon Bell. There you go, Le'Veon with some nasty juke moves. Okay, going to bring this one down to the 2-minute warning. RB is open here. Please catch the CeeDee Lamb. Massive catch there for the first. We're just going to keep the ball on the ground now. I ran it just before. Worked out pretty well, but we're just going to keep the ball in Le'Veon Bell's hands, just so we don't risk any turnovers or anything like that. At least any interceptions. Of course, Le'Veon Bell can still fumble. Don't think he will. Knock on wood. That would really suck right now, but they wasted all of their timeouts. I guess they didn't waste them. They used all of their timeouts. We're still going to run the football, try to get a touchdown, put this game even more out of reach. So we couldn't score a touchdown, but I'm going to call a timeout here with 2 seconds left, just to give us enough time to make this field goal and win the game, so we can actually move on to the playoffs here. There we go. That game is over. We're going to win 27-24. Let's hop right into the next game. And by that, of course, I mean check out the overall. So we have to take on the Raiders. They beat us last year in the playoffs. They're an 82. They're a bit better, but we are also a good bit better. So now, let's see who comes out victorious here. Okay, we just can't keep up with the Raiders, apparently. Good lord, 45-24. This may be where this rebuild comes to an end, but I'm going to do my best. There we go. We have McLaughlin open as well up the seam. I'm going to continue to hurry up as long as I can, trying to preserve as much time as possible here. See if we can maybe take a shot. I'm going to look at CeeDee Lamb, actually. I think he can be open on that wheel if we have enough time. CeeDee Lamb is wide open here. That should be a touchdown. There we go. Super simple. Now let's see if we can make a turnover or something. We missed the extra point. Are you joking? I wasn't paying all that much attention to it, but I thought that was good enough. I'm stupid. I'll have to go for 2 one of these times if we can score again. It's just because the Raiders have Dak Prescott. He's insane. But we do have Blake Cashman and Armadillo. So maybe we can get something going here. I'd love to. It's going to be a check down to the flats. I think that's Darren Waller, but at least it stops the clock. Yeah, Dak Prescott, 22 for 28 with 2 touchdowns. I mean, come on. Josh Jacobs, 160 yards essentially and 3 touchdowns. Their offense is unbelievably good. Holy crap, man. But 3rd and 4, we could really use this stop. I thought that was going deeper. Oh, that sucks. I definitely was there for the pick if that was to the guy behind me. The game could be lost, boys. They got a first down there with him. He's running the ball so well, Josh Jacobs. Is he actually not in right now, which is nice? Can we get a sack? This would be huge. We're going to bring him down. Let's go. Okay. Good job, Boone. Way to get back there. See if we can just not let this up here, please. Okay, that's open underneath, but we should be able to bring him down here. We will. Are they in field goal range? I don't think they are. Especially with the winds and the snow and everything. Okay, they are punting the ball. We need to score without using a timeout. That's a priority right now because then we can use all 3 timeouts to get the ball back again. The plan here is to target the sidelines, but I could probably take a little bit across the middle right now. That was actually a really nice punt as well. They pinned us at the 12-yard line. Throw us to RB here. It's CeeDee Lamb. Get out of bounds, please. Okay, that's actually massive that you were able to get out of bounds there and still pick up a good bit of yardage. That probably wasn't the best idea. I ran the ball thinking I could get the first down really simply there, and it just did not work. Oh, no. Hold on a second. See if we can hit McLaughlin across the middle here, maybe? No, RB. What happened? What happened? Why are you still running? What are you doing? CeeDee Lamb. Oh, my God. What was that? He just didn't react to the ball. Okay, this one's over now. That's so frustrating. What a stupid way to lose. Yeah, this game's over, though, because we have to bank on 2 onside kicks, unless we block this. And I've never blocked a field goal in this game. So we're most likely going to have to bank on 2 onside kicks. They faked it. Are you kidding me? You faked the field goal right now. Okay, the Raiders, my new least favorite team. Okay, I'm sorry if you're a Raiders fan. I almost, fell out of my chair because of that. I actually hate this team. I'm going to run into the kicker so hard. Screw you guys. No, I'm not getting the flag. There it is. You know, screw you. No sportsmanship. Who fakes it in that situation? Are you kidding me? They're literally just trolling right now. That's it. They're actually just trolling. It's like I'm playing against an actual person who's just crushing me. I hate this. That got me way more upset than it probably should have. You know, part of me wants to just force the loss for them in the Super Bowl. Just because I'm this pissed off at them, you know? Okay, that game is over. We could not win. Their offense was way too good. It sucks, but let's see who wins the Super Bowl. I won't actually force the loss for them, but I do really want to. I do really hate this game sometimes. Gotta be real. Not sure what that was all about. It's not like if that pass would have been completed, I would have won the game or anything. But anyway, let's simulate Super Bowl 58. I hope the Raiders lose. I'm rooting for the Cowboys here, okay? No, the Raiders are going to crush the Cowboys. Dak Prescott against his former team. Okay, no remorse there. Man, okay. They just really instantly became my least favorite team. Okay, I don't actually hate him that much. I'm just kidding. But anyway, let's check out some development trade upgrades. None on the offense. Defensively, though, Mosley went up to X Factor. We have a new superstar in Payne. That's cool to see. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Really hope you guys are able to enjoy this one, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.